Hello, and welcome to a yoga flow for healing and maintaining balance in your root chakra. My name is Sabrina, and I will be your guide for the next 25 minutes through the following yoga asanas. Anytime you're feeling unmotivated, anxious, frustrated, or just plain off center, come back to this video. All you will need to get started is some time and space, comfortable fitted clothing you can move in, and a yoga mat. So let's get started. Unroll your mat, take off your socks, tie back your hair, and meet me at the top of your mat for our very first pose, Tadasana. Tadasana is Sanskrit for mountain pose, and like a mountain, it requires that we stand in place with strength, but it is a very active posture. So at the top of our mats, we always begin yoga thinking of our feet first, then legs, knees, hips, and up, head always coming last. So, Tadasana. Feet are hip distance apart. Look down at your toes and lift them off the mat, and then re-grip the earth if you can. Find strength and really power up your legs now, lifting those kneecaps, engaging your thighs. Slightly tuck your tailbone and engage your abs, and you'll naturally find your posture kind of straightens. Palms facing forward, roll your shoulders up to your ears, behind you, and down your back body. You should feel that adjustment. The crown of your head reaching tall, your chin slightly tucked, and simply breathing here, in through the nose and out through the nose. This is mountain pose. You should feel very strong and steady, but feeling the little bit of give and sway that you naturally have. Really pressing into those feet, feeling that connection to earth. Simply now closing your eyes if you wish, taking deep inhales in through your nose and out through your nose. On your inhales, fill your belly up. Really expand from all directions. And on your exhales, actively pushing the air out of your belly, bringing your navel towards your spine. Deep inhales, fill your rib cage, fill your belly. Take in as much air as you can. And exhale through your nose as slow and controlled as you can. Simply remain here, breathing in place. Recognizing how vital and alive this pose can feel while simply standing here in stillness. If you find your mind begins to wander at any point, always try to let it go. It can be difficult, so acknowledge the thought as things come up, as to-dos pop in your head. And then every time a thought comes in, let it go and come back to your breath. Refocus on your inhales and your exhales. So long as you focus on your breath, you will remain present. Of movement to prepare for our second pose, forward fold. We're going to work with our breath, so listen carefully for my guidance. On an inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides, up and overhead, reaching up to the skies, looking up, facing your face towards the sky. And on an exhale, bring your palms together overhead and lower your hands for prayer pose, right in front of your heart center. Inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides, up and overhead, look up, reach up. Exhale, bring your palms together, gently lower your hands until they're in front of your heart. One more as we prepare for our forward fold. Inhale, bring your arms out to the sides, up and overhead, look up, reach up. And this time on your exhale, hinge at the hips and dive forward, bending in half. Hands fall to the floor in a puddle, and your head and body just hang heavy. Feeling that in the backs of the legs. Let your head go. Shake it up and down, left and right. Find little circles if it feels good. And now with your legs, focus on straightening one leg at a time and deeply bending the knee of the other. Feeling the stretch up the backs of your legs, really driving that heel into the earth. And switching legs, stretching the other out. 2 options here for your arms. You can either clasp opposite elbows and use that extra gravity to really assist that forward fold, or you can walk your hands as far as you can to the left to stretch out your right side body, and then walking your fingertips all the way to the right to stretch out your left side body. Walk your hands back to center now, and focusing on the feet and your weight. Try to shift your weight backwards into your heels and feel how that feels. And then sway your weight forwards, coming into the balls of your feet and your toes. Shift the weight left and shifting the weight right. And bringing your weight back to center, preparing for Malasana, deep squat. Walk your toes out to 45-degree angles and find a deep bend in your knees, sending your bum towards the ground for a deep squat. Adjust your feet a little wider if that is more comfortable for you, and then bring your hands to heart center. Use your elbows, left and right, to push on the inside of either knee, really widening those knees as much as you can. Keeping those knees wide, extend your left fingertips to the earth, just in front and left of your left knee. Bring your right hand to your chest and peel yourself open to the right, extending that arm up to the sky, feeling that nice stretch in your chest, still forcing those knees open. And the invitation here is to find a bind, reaching your right arm behind your back, bending that elbow, bending the elbow of your left arm and clasping your hands. If you are in a bind, coming out as gracefully as you came into the pose, finding the same stretch on the other side, extend your right fingertips to the ground, keeping that right push of that knee, and then left hand to your chest as you peel open towards the sky on the left, reaching your left hand up and diagonal, and finding a bind if you did so on the other side. Continuing to breathe in your nose and out your nose. And as gracefully as you came in, uncurling yourself and bringing your hands back to heart center. Our next grounding asana is Shalabhasana, also known as locust pose. Stepping back 1 foot at a time to plank pose. Really pushing the mat away from you, nice straight strong spine, strong arms. Take a big inhale, and with your elbows tucked in on an exhale, slowly lower yourself all the way onto the mat until you are flat on your belly. Palms facing up. Point your toes away from you, really stretching out those legs. Now come to bring your chin onto the floor. Clasp your hands together over your bum now, interlacing your fingers. Continuing to point your toes away from you, engage your legs. Inhale, peel your shoulders and chest off the mat. And lift your legs up to the sky. Breathe here. We won't stay long. The cue is to roll your shoulders back, collecting them on your back body as you lift your legs up to the sky. Okay, exhale, coming down, release your right ear to the mat. We're gonna do that again, so really listening for my cues. Bring your head back to center, chin on the floor. Hands are clasped over your bum. Point your toes away from you, engage your legs, and in one motion on an inhale, peel your shoulders and chest off the mat and lift your legs up to the skies. You should feel like there's a string on the back of your legs and some puppeteer is pulling them upwards. Breathe here. Roll your shoulders back, really collect them on your back body. And now, if your hands are resting on your bum, lift them off. Nice. Hold here, a few more breaths. Just breathe and try to find ease. Your chin can still be tucked, keeping your spine neutral. And exhale, release your other ear to the mat. Nice. Okay. If you like, you can pause here to do 2 more of each, one on each side. Or if you feel that you've done enough of this one, we are going to roll onto our backs for our next pose. Our next grounding asana is knee to chest, helping prepare us for our peak grounding pose, bridge. Come to lie down on your mat, flat on your back. And bring your left knee into your chest, interlacing your fingers around your shin. Relax your upper body, shoulders melting onto the mat if they're curled up. Relax the toes on your left foot, and the leg that is long and straight, engage those toes, flexing them back towards you. On your inhales, flexing your right toes back, firing up that right leg, and on your exhales, tracking your left knee towards your left armpit. You should really feel this along the front of your thigh, where your sciatic nerve crosses over and roots down into your legs and feet, much like a tree's roots. Continue breathing here and just try and relax into it. Really feeling that nice hip flexor stretch. Might feel a little warm. And to release now, kicking your left foot to the sky as if you were standing on the ceiling to straighten that left leg. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, slowly lower your left leg all the way down. Engage your abs as slow as you can. When it hits the floor, allow yourself just a moment in stillness and feel any sensation that arises as the blood flows back in. Maybe warm or cool. And finding that stretch on the opposite leg. Inhale your right knee into your chest. Interlace your fingers with the opposite grip this time around your shin. And exhale as you sink that right knee into your right armpit. Right toes are relaxed. Left leg and left toes are engaged and flex back towards you. If your shoulders are curled up, relax them into the mat. Try and flatten them out, really melting in. And just continuing to breathe here, working towards bringing that right knee down towards that right armpit. Deep inhales through the nose and long, slow exhales out your nose. Feeling any sensation over your left hip flexor. You are always invited to put hands and lay hands on yourself anywhere you want to bring heat or just send some breath and attention. And to come out of pose, straightening your right leg so you're almost standing on the ceiling, sole of the foot facing the sky. Engage your abs, take a big inhale, and slowly as you can, lowering that right leg all the way to the ground until it meets the mat. Nice. Okay, coming into bridge pose now. Staying on your back, bend both knees and bring the soles of your feet onto the mat close to your bum, so you can just reach your ankles with your fingertips. Arms are long down your sides and palms are flat face down on the mat. Keep your chin and head center and tucked. Do not crane your neck in this pose, left or right, once you've found bridge. Simply listen for my cues if you're lost, and always come down before looking left or right in this posture. You can watch once for a demo, and then we'll do a few more together. On an inhale, push into your feet to lift your hips to the sky. You will likely engage your glutes, and we want them relaxed for this posture. So try lifting only using the push of your feet, none of the muscles of your legs or bum. As you push your feet into the mat now, press the backs of your arms in as well. If you like to go deeper, you can roll onto the outside of your arms, gathering them underneath you, finding clasped hands underneath as you push your arms and forearms down into the earth. Also push them down towards your feet to straighten the arms. At its peak, this pose has you straighten your legs as well, pushing your hips even higher over your shoulders. And coming down slowly, if your arms are underneath you, unroll them now and lower down one vertebrae at a time, as slow as you can. Rest for a moment, and let's do that again together. On an inhale, push into the feet, lift your hips to the sky, relax your glutes, press the arms into the mat, and if you like, roll onto the outside of those arms, gathering them underneath you, finding them clasped. Bring your fists towards the ground and towards your feet at the same time as you push into those feet to try and straighten the legs, shifting the weight of the hips as if you could almost flip them over your shoulders. Just breathing here, keeping your chin tucked and center. If you like, the invitation is here to straighten one leg at a time, kicking the sole of the foot to the sky. We're only going to be here for another 20 seconds. If you've kicked one leg to the sky, switch that leg now, bringing that foot back down and kicking the opposite leg up to the sky. Straighten that leg. Keep pushing into your feet. Notice the difference. And lowering both legs down, slowly coming out of the pose, uncurling those arms out from underneath you, and slowly lower vertebrae by vertebrae all the way back down to the mat. Nice. We're going to do that one more time, and this time everybody is going to come up on their tippy toes. So on an inhale, final posture here, push into the feet, lift your hips to the sky. You know what to do. Roll onto the outside of your arms or just simply push the forearms into the mat, whatever is more comfortable for you. Really find your peak in this posture. You're only going to be here for another 10-15 seconds. And this time the invitation is to roll onto the tippy toes and the balls of the feet. Try to come up as high as you can. Relax those glutes. Push into the feet. Push into the arms. Final breath here, and coming out nice and controlled. Bring those arms from underneath you, slowly lowering until your back is all the way onto the mat. Nice. Now let's release all of that back work by hugging both knees into our chest and wrap your arms as wide as you can around your legs, coming into a tight little ball. If you like, you can tuck your chin and lift your head off the mat, or if you want to just leave it hanging out, that's fine too. Rolling left and right, feeling the massage on your back, massaging your inner organs, the spine. Finally coming into Happy Baby, our final asana for grounding. From this nice tucked ball, bring your head back down to the mat if your chin was tucked. And then bring the soles of your feet to face the sky. So your knees are still tucked into your chest and the soles of your feet are as if you're standing on the ceiling. With both hands, grab for the outside arch edges of your feet. So left hand grabbing for left arch, right hand grabbing for the outside of the right arch. And then pull your feet towards the mat, sinking your knees into the mat. And at the same time, uncurl your shoulders, trying to flatten and melt them into the ground. Really giving a nice stretch here. Feet are actively pushing into the hands, and your hands are actively pushing into your feet, creating a very dynamic posture here, dynamic stretch. And if you like, rolling from left to right as slowly as you can. Trying to bring that right foot all the way to the right side of the floor, and using your abs slow and controlled, rolling all the way to the other side, keeping your knees wide. If you like, you can straighten one leg at a time, keeping the grip with your hands on your arch. Straightening both legs if you like. And whenever you are ready, coming into our final asana, everyone's favorite, Shavasana. And because we've been doing so much great grounding work with our feet and legs, the invitation is to bring the soles of your feet to the mat, mat width apart, and let your knees cave in towards each other. Of course, you may extend your legs long if that is more comfortable for you. And just lying here, reconnecting with the room, letting go of this practice today, and returning to a natural, normal breath. I invite you to stay in Shavasana for as long as you like, allowing all of that energy and movement to settle in the body, and using this time to take a moment to thank yourself. Thank yourself for showing up today on your mat and moving and breathing. As you go into the rest of your day, perhaps take just a few minutes lying here to set an intention. How can you bring this calm, strong presence into the rest of your day? I wish you a beautiful rest of your week, and I will see you very soon. The light in me recognizes the light in you. Until next time, namaste.